Should be live. Yes.
Okay. I'm like, is there going to be an intro? No,
Yeah, I'm
there's
gonna
not.
do my intro now because it's just the live stream anyway. Hello, people. I am gloriously newbie. Thank you for
Hello.
watching. This is Grouden100, and we're gonna be talking about stuff today. It's
Yeah.
just gonna be us talking, so feel free to minimize or admire the art that I found in Wallpaper Engine. And yeah, stick around and listen. Stay a while and listen, as Deckard Cain would say. So yeah, I actually have something to rant about.
Yeah.
I just remembered. So
Go
we're
ahead.
both me and Grouden. No, allow me to just move in my chair. We're both Dutch. We're very Dutch. Well, I'm not very Dutch. I'm just regular Dutch.
I am pure Dutch.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I
Technically
it's
I
fine.
am, but technically I'm not. It's hard to explain. Maybe in a future podcast. But I went to the store the other day, and I wanted to buy beer. And I'm 21. I turned 22 in February.
Yeah,
And
so you can buy beer.
yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
allowed to. In the Netherlands, you can buy it when you're 18. It used to be 16, but they put it up. And that was right
Yeah.
when I was about to, right when I turned 16, I was allowed to drink for a solid week, and then it was changed.
Okay, that's just hilarious.
It was super dick, so my parents just let me drink anyway because they felt bad because I'd been waiting for it for so long. And I went to buy some alcohol, and lo and behold, this little red light goes off for a guy to check on me.
Yeah, I mean,
If I'm of age to buy drink.
no, they have to do that. That's the
Yeah,
law.
that's the law. But here's my annoyance with it is I am 6'5" for you Americans. I'm 1 meter and 95 1 meter 95.
Yeah, pretty
And I'm
tall, pretty tall.
21, pretty much 22 years old. And this scrawny fucking 15-year-old kid comes to check if I'm allowed to drink. So I'm standing there, a good 2 heads taller than this kid, and he's like, "ID, please." Really? So I just handed him the ID because I'm not gonna be a dick about it. But I had a face like, "Are you fucking serious?" This little guy, this kid, because that's what he still is. He's a kid.
Yeah,
Is
if he's
gonna ask
15, he's
me
still a kid.
for ID when I'm 2 heads taller. Really? I'm 2 heads taller and I have a little bit of a beard going on. For fucking real though. I don't.
I mean, that's his job. He is told, like, go check when the
Yeah, but
light goes off.
it's on the store though, because here's the thing. They should maybe put someone older on alcohol check duty, because I felt a little insulted.
I mean, all they have to do is check your ID card. They don't have to do anything
It's
particular.
super simple, but I was like, are you fucking serious right now? I'm being checked on by a child.
I mean, as ironic as it is, I still find it fair.
I found it funnier than I did insulting. It's not really insulting at all. It's for the lack of a better word, I said insulting, really. But like, I don't know. It was really funny. First off, but I was like, I just want my Guinness. I just want my Guinness, man. And well, I did get it because I just showed him my ID. I have a very nice wallet. I always feel like a little bit of like an FBI agent because I have like a clear little window in my wallet that my ID is in, so I don't have to take it out. It's like super handy. And you'll have to excuse Grouden100 here. He's a little sick. He's a little bit of a cough, but it's getting better. Do you have a drink?
No. No.
Well, it's too late now. The podcast is on.
I can literally walk to my bathroom with my mug and get a glass of
I should
water.
probably actually get my chat going.
Oh yeah, I already did that.
I just scrolled down. Can I pop it out? Yes, I can. Oh, there's a little bit of a corner of my chat. Sorry about that. There, chat's open. So if anyone wants to say anything, maybe bring up a topic of conversation, that would actually be really nice.
Yeah, we're open for any subject,
yeah, we are
basically.
open to ideas.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my little rant about being addressed by a teenager about whether I was old enough to drink. Yeah.
It just sounds hilarious to me.
It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. Yeah. What's another topic we can discuss?
Well, we had like a whole list.
We have a list. I have a list right here. Now I closed my chat again. God damn it, hold on. There we go. How about we talk about some video game stuff? Oh, yeah, there's my tabs on the stream. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, some games. What would you say is your favorite game of all time?
Of all time?
Of all time that you have ever played?
Like a game that I just still like enjoy every day.
Yeah.
If I were to play it right now, oof, that is a tough question, honestly.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
For me, I have a couple. I cannot assign one of them as a favorite. I just can't bring myself to do it. My favorites are definitely Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, because it was my first ever Metroid, and I've become a fan because of it, because I loved it so much. Halo Reach.
Mm-hmm.
And Diablo 3.
Okay.
I love those fucking games. There's probably a couple that I forgot, because I have many games that I absolutely love. I love Smash Ultimate. Can I just say that right now? I love that game.
I mean, me too. Smash Ultimate's great.
I fucking love it. That one is also my favorite. Smash has been in my favorites list since Brawl. So, and
yeah,
apparently,
everybody says Brawl's the worst one. The Brawl was very enjoyable.
Brawl was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, well, many people. Especially it came off of the back of Melee, which everybody considers to be the best.
Which I don't personally understand that.
No.
Yeah,
well, I've never played Melee.
It was before I even played video games, because I was a little late to the party with games, if I'm quite honest.
Oh no, I definitely wasn't. I think I was on computers a lot, but I don't know if I was actually playing games or well, I think I was like on the game sites, Flash games all the way.
Yeah, Newgrounds and stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that.
But like the first time I started gaming was like in 8th grade, 7th-ish.
Yeah, for me also. It took a while, but that's mostly because of financial things. Yeah. Most of my parents did not want to buy me like a crap ton of games.
Yeah, that's fair. I had the same deal. Not when I was a kid, but when I was like a teenager. But I'll get to that topic later, I guess.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm an adult, I have my own money, and I have 200 games, just about 300, I think, by now.
I've played like well-known games like Mario. I got very late to.
I mean, I got Mario. My parents gave me Mario.
The first game I ever played was Age of Empires.
I don't even remember.
Age of Empires 1. It's an RTS. It's a real-time strategy.
If I have to guess what my first game was, it was probably Mario Brothers.
Really?
Yeah, we had the old NES, so
the first game I ever played was Age of Empires, and I would play it with my dad and my sister. And my dad would kick our asses every time, obviously, because I was like 4. I barely even understood how the computer worked, but I had my little town, and he'd usually kill everyone on the map, and then I would be the last one. It's like, okay, Colin. This is actually, Louis C.K. had a very similar situation in Monopoly. It's like, that town you've built? Yeah, I'm going to destroy it. It's going to be gone, wiped to the ground.
Oh.
And then I win. Sorry. And it's like, oh, okay, well, fine, I guess. I had fun. And then afterwards, like when I was 5-ish, my cousin came over with a Spider-Man DVD, like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie.
Oh, the original Spider-Man. It's a great movie.
With Tobey Maguire. I love that movie. It's bad, but I love it. I can't hate it. And it got me super hooked on Spider-Man. Like, immediately. I just watched it like 10 times in a row. I couldn't stop watching it. So my cousin actually ended up giving me the DVD, because he's like, you like this way more than I do. Enjoy. And a few years after
Pizza time!
Spider-Man
Sorry, I'm reading
2,
the chat.
Pizza time. Yeah. That's Spider-Man 2. You're misquoting here. Pizza time. The Pizza time quote is from Spider-Man 2, which I'm getting to. Then a few years later, when Spider-Man 2 came out, I didn't see it in the movies, but I did end up getting the DVD and the video game for the PC. A lot of people are like crazed about Spider-Man 2 for the PS4, the PlayStation what? 2?
PlayStation 2, Spider-Man 2,
Okay.
PlayStation 2 was like the big hype.
Well, I've never owned a PlayStation, so I didn't play that one. But I played
Oh,
it
I
on
have
the
PlayStation
PC.
2, PlayStation 3, and a PlayStation 4.
I have the disc here. It's so played, there is scratches on it.
And which version is that? The
PC version.
yeah, I mean,
And it was like an
still
older
Spider-Man
computer, so I played it so hard I damaged it. Like, actually.
2. That's why
I have to
like
say,
the
by the way, I
current
just
day,
mentioned
like digital download stuff.
I just mentioned my favorite games. Spider-Man 2 for PC is in there. Just saying. I love that
Yeah.
shit. I could probably still play it.
I mean, yeah. Well, among my favorite games, I would have to say Minecraft.
Of course you do. You
I mean,
fuckboy.
I still play it.
I know you
I
do.
still
I know
enjoy
you do. I mean, to each their own. You know, I used to love Minecraft. But I played the time I played the shit out of Minecraft was on the Xbox, because I didn't have a PC for the longest time.
I mean, yeah. Then you miss out on all the modding stuff, which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
really
But
fun.
I loved the biggest period of YouTube, the biggest channel. I still watch them is the Yogscast.
I mean, yeah.
I still watch the Yogscast on a daily basis. It's my stop before I go to bed. It relaxes me. And I watched their original Minecraft survival playthrough that ended up becoming like a whole story that they'd made up. And I had no idea that they'd made it up, because I didn't know Minecraft. I thought there was a story mode in Minecraft for the longest time. Which is kind of cute in a way. But I ended up getting an Xbox, and then it was announced that it was coming to the Xbox, and at that point I knew it didn't have a story, but I played the shit out of it, mainly creative mode. I built a ton
yeah.
of stuff in there, and that's what I enjoyed. And then I got a PC, and Mr. Unhandy was like, yeah, you should get Minecraft. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And I got it, I played it a few times, and I was like, yeah, okay. You want to try modded Minecraft? Yeah, sure. And then we'd install a mod pack, play it for a week, and then he'd want to switch to a new mod pack. So I got done with that very quickly. And at that
Understandable.
I was just pretty much done with Minecraft in
Because
general.
you do a lot of work on a mod pack, and then you're like, yeah, let's go do another one. It's
There
like
was this
yeah,
really cool one where you could dig up fossils and build your own like Jurassic Park.
oh yeah, those are enjoyable, but they
Yeah, I had,
take
like-
the fucking longest time.
I had like a Mosasaurus and a Spinosaurus, a Triceratops that kept escaping. It was amazing.
Yeah,
It
like
was
you'd
really
want
fun.
to build a really nice park for them,
Yeah, I
but
did.
that takes time. That takes effort, and
I did. I put in the effort.
if you cut that off at a week, you
I
have like
think-
half a park.
Mr. M-Run Handy did, he built our house, which was a cube. And with
At least it was not a kidney.
with a special type of tree on top of it, I believe. It could have been also next to it. He's watching, and I'm just talking shit. Eat it.
I mean, I mentioned this kidney house, so
Yeah.
no, seriously, he once built like a house. And was like, "What do you think of this?" I look at the map, like
And
we have a
it's just
mini
a
map.
box.
I see a kidney on the map, and I'm like, "What did you build?"
But
He's
yeah,
like, "Oh shit,
and he
this
built,
looks like a kidney."
because there was also that mod that lets you build your own magical spells. What's it called again? See, Unhandy. What's
Arch
that?
Magica.
Ars Magica.
Yeah,
The good of kidney.
the good old kidney.
Oh, it's good ole. Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. And he had built like a work thingy where you throw the ingredients in and it makes the spell. He had built that,
Yeah.
and that was it. He'd also gone
Yeah,
mining a couple of times. Whereas I had built a huge pack for the Spino. I built a tank for the Mosa. I had like this huge quarry because there were hammers as well. Because we had that
Yeah.
smithing mod in there as well.
Tinker's Construct.
Tinker's Construct. We had that. So I was just beating the shit out of stuff with a hammer. And the thing about that mod back then was that it wouldn't pick up on some other modded ores and such. So
Yeah.
it would ignore the fossils. So it was super easy getting fossils because I could just dig, and it couldn't dig the fossils. Well, it could if you hit them directly.
Yeah,
But not the
I
AoE
I
around
did
it.
actually play the dinosaur thing, and I did like it.
I
did
love dinosaurs, dude. One of my childhood movies is Jurassic Park. Now, before people start judging my parents, I was a dinosaur nut. Whenever someone got eaten, I'd like squee. I'd go like yee. Especially that lawyer guy in the first one. Holy shit! When he gets grabbed off the toilet, that was great. I love that shit. So yeah, that actually went off in a little bit of a tangent, as podcasts are supposed to do. That's good.
But yeah, the whole dinosaur mod thing was popular for quite a while, and it deservedly
Yeah.
so, because it was fun and it was unique. It was something else than here's a machine that automates things.
Yeah,
no,
here's
a fucking
this thing
dinosaur park.
that gives you less of a game to play. Because everything gets automated, so you could just walk
to be fair,
around
that is the
and
game
do
you play
maintenance.
And well, that automating process can be fairly complex, and that's the fun part about the automating mods.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
I'm just
automate the fucking existence, then you've
That's
done
the
a good
thing.
job.
I'm not much of a mechanical guy. I don't like it. I mean,
I
it's
like
cool,
designing.
but it's
I
not
like
really
design.
my thing. For example, I play StarCraft 2, and in that you have a race called the Zerg, which I'm sure you've heard of.
No.
They're like a hive. They're a hive race. They have like a hive mind, and that every weapon they have, everything they have is biological.
Uh-huh.
They don't have any mechanical stuff unless you have you also have other races. You have another race called the Terrans, which are just the humans with their technology, and the Zerg can infest them. So at that point they have guns, but otherwise they don't. And they were heavily inspired by Warhammer 40k's Tyranids, which have the same deal. They're just a swarm of bug-like aliens that sweep over a planet and leave nothing.
Ooh.
And they're like a pretty big problem in Warhammer, and I love that. I love Alien as well, because it's like a hive mentality, and all of their weaponry is biological. I love that shit. That's my shtick. I love that. I almost only play Zerg. I've played a little bit of another race that's like the super advanced alien race, you know, the Protoss. You always have in those games you have like a hive type deal. You have the super advanced race that is like all aloof and higher up, and you have the humans that are like, yeah, we exist. But yeah, I usually play the Zerg. I also just like their name. Did you know that tower defense as a game category originated in StarCraft 1?
Neato.
Because
I actually enjoyed things like balloons, so
yeah, because the Zerg, there was like a mod or a game mode or something that was made by the community where you would make a maze of base defense turrets as like the Terrans, and the Zerg would have to go through and kill your base, your main base, and that's where tower defense started. Yeah. You cheeky bastard. Mr. Unhandy is like, yeah, I'm totally human. Want to go skateboards? No, I'd fall.
I think he might be a cow.
I mean, he is pretty fat. But yeah, StarCraft, Zerg, biological entity that kicks the ass of technology in some cases. I love it. It's that's what I like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So here's another topic. What is your least favorite game that you've ever played?
Streamer Simulator.
Streamer Simulator? Okay. Well, what do you...
It's sold for like $10, I believe, on Steam. It has no gameplay features. It's
What?
literally you click a button and it generates donators and subscribers. That's all.
Like that cookie one. Cookie
It's
clicker or
even
whatever.
worse because this one is
One of
like
those
making you.
games that you play a little bit and then it starts playing itself.
The thing is, it never starts playing itself. You keep having to click
Oh wow, that is
through
really
menus.
stupid.
You have to keep buying things, but there's no fun gameplay in it.
Yeah, okay.
Like the fact that it makes idle games look like Game of the Year is what bothers me.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then they ask $10 for it. That I find just
They ask money for a game that isn't even really you playing it.
It's literally just clicking the same 3 buttons over and over again.
Wow.
And like they have this like whole room designed, but there's only one. There are 2 things you can click on: the bed and the computer.
Wow, so you can
Everything
either play.
else
Oh, that sounds like my life. Because that's all I do too. Which
But
is
it's like
sad.
if you ask like an 80-year-old person, what does a YouTuber do?
Yeah, right, okay. But that's why you don't ask an 80-year-old person, what does a YouTuber do? I asked my grandma once, like, oh, do you know YouTube? It's just like, you what? It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that site where you can, like, put music on. With the, like, red symbol with a play button on it. It's like, oh, that one! It's like, yeah, that one.
But yeah, somehow this 80-year-old person managed to make a game.
80? Wait, what?
That's just what I'm expecting. I'm just expecting someone who has never even seen YouTube, just heard of it, and it's like, that's what they do. I'll make a game about it.
Oh, okay.
And the game is also saw it on a stream once. Just someone also reviewing the game, and they were like, "Yeah, you can just glitch the game. If you fast enough, you can click during the loading time, and keep going, never having to click the bed."
Wow. Okay.
So the game was glitchy. It was bad. There was no enjoyment in it.
What do you mean? Oh, I just noticed Mr. Unhandy just commented, oi. What oi?
Oi, what might?
What might? You want to catch these hands? What's up? Are you enjoying yourself? Eh? Well, he'll comment in just a moment. But my least favorite game, God, what would it be? It's easy to cop out and say Minecraft, but I'd have to say RuneScape.
He's sticking his tongue out. My God, how rude!
What a bitch. Banned. No, I wouldn't ban him. But yeah, I'd have to say RuneScape. And that's gonna be a very controversial opinion for the 3 people watching. But there's a reason for it.
That's me and him, at least, so...
Yeah. There's a reason for it. When I was in elementary school in 4th grade, everyone in my class played RuneScape. Virtually, like 90% of the people played RuneScape.
I played RuneScape.
And well, you were never in my class.
That's true, but still, I played RuneScape as well.
Yeah, you were in a different class than me. Just goes to show how popular it was with the autistic kids back then.
No, my brother also played it. His friends played it.
Yeah, my case in point.
Like, it was just popular. It's
Yeah.
not among autistic people. It was just popular.
I was being funny. But yeah,
it was not
everyone
very
played
funny, now was
RuneScape,
it?
except like a few, including me. And we did not have it easy, the few that didn't play. There were like 3 kids in my class that didn't play it, and it was me and my 2 friends. And mainly me, I got beat up because I didn't play RuneScape.
You also told me you got beaten up for not watching Dragon Ball. Like,
Yeah.
you had some violent people in your class.
I got beaten up for not watching Dragon Ball and not playing RuneScape by the same group. They did not like the fact that I didn't do either of those things, and eventually that led to me...
You have some violent classmates. At least had some violent classmates.
Here's the other thing. I was with those people until 8th grade.
Oh, that sucks.
But they learned to not hit me very, very quickly. Because when I was in 4th grade, I was a pacifist, actually.
I am actually currently
my first time in
pacifist.
4th grade, because I did 4th grade twice, because my teachers thought it was a good idea. It wasn't. But yeah, in 4th grade, I just started defending myself, and that translated to whenever they would hit me, I would just hit them harder. Because it wasn't them as a group bullying me, it was them, like, individually, and not knowing of each other that like 4 dudes that were all bullying me, and they had no idea that there were other people doing that as well. So they didn't gang up on me or anything, but I believe at one point they did, but they didn't win. Because at that point I'd resolved to fight back, and I was already much taller, and they were like scrawny little cunts. So
Okay.
I defended myself, and I didn't stop defending myself, and that's where I went in the wrong, because I defended myself from my bullies, and in the end, like, I realized this when I entered high school, I had become a bully myself, because what I started doing is even when someone would look at me funny, I would start beating on them, because I didn't want them to beat on me. So I was trying to preempt it, but in doing that, I kind of screwed the pooch to myself, because I had barely any friends. There was almost no one that was even comfortable being around me, and even the people that were my friends, I would hit sometimes when they would offend me.
I can attest to that one.
Yeah, Roy can attest to that, because I also was very abusive to him. But that was because I felt like I had to, because otherwise he would do it to me.
Oh, and I can assure you at that time I was already quite the pacifist.
Yeah.
So
because
that just goes to show how bad bullying can turn out for anyone.
But it wasn't even my intention to make Roy feel like shit, which I ended up doing. It was I was defending myself emotionally, and that I did that wrong. I did that entirely wrong for the longest time. My entire elementary school time I did it wrong. And I was a bully. I can honestly say I was a bully. Not intentionally, because there are bullies that do it intentionally, but the phrase bullies only bully people because they don't want to get bullied very much applied to me. But then high school happened, and I only threw a punch once. So that's good. But yeah. Elementary school was just a shit show, and it was all because of RuneScape. So I don't very much like the game. I still haven't played it to this day. And nor will I. It's not my type of game either.
I mean, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I didn't even know what it was in elementary school, because I didn't really play games. I played Age of Empires and Spider-Man 2. And at that point, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time.
Oh, Partners in Time was great.
That was my first Mario game. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Because when I switched from regular education to special education, because of my mental disorder, it's related to autism. It isn't autism, because autism is something completely different. It's a autism-related disorder. I just can't focus long, and I can't focus on multiple things. Why are you masturbating?
I am not. I'm tapping a pile of cards.
Right. Timing out Mr. Unhandy.
I guess you could say you would run and escape from RuneScape, and all his messages were just deleted. You just gave him a timeout for that one.
Oh my god, I didn't realize it would fucking delete his messages. What? That's dumb. I just timed him out. I thought that would mean that he can't message for, like, what's 300 seconds?
5 minutes.
Oh.
You timed him out for 5 minutes.
Can I undo that?
No, well, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe
nope.
You can.
No, I can't.
Well, you do realize he can jump in this chat at any moment, right? He can get vengeance.
Well, sorry, but you're in timeout now.
Your timeout for that bad pun. You deserve this.
But yeah, where was I? Yeah, when I switched schools, I had to go with like a shuttle, like one of those little vans, with some other kids from my neighborhood, you included at some point.
Yeah. And, I believe that was my first year, actually.
Yeah, and my parents got me a DS in that shuttle, because they'd know I'd freak the fuck out if I had nothing to do for 45 minutes. So, and I was a couple of times I was late, because I had trouble getting out of bed a few times. And then my last year, I would be out on time every day. I would be on time waiting for the shuttle to arrive, and he would be late. We would be late because of him, and it was very frustrating because we would get shit for it.
Who was late?
But the shuttle driver.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, no, he went in here to play Remove Kebab. Perfect loop. He turned on my chatbot for music.
Right. What a bitch.
Yes.
God damn it, now my chat's going again. Because I tabbed. Well, you're about to see a tab again. Oh, where the fuck is it? There it is. I just did it again.
Yeah, I can see you all tabbing, but I can't actually see the tabs when you pull them up.
Okay. But, yeah. RuneScape was not fun. Like I said, I was sorry. I also didn't realize it was 5 minutes.
Yeah. This is it's purely meant for if someone is truly abusing, being abusive in the chat. You're
Okay.
like a small warning.
I'll remember that. I apologize, Emran. There you go. Get the toxin out. What was your first Disney movie? Like animated Disney movie?
Disney movie. Oh, that is a good question.
That you can remember. Because it's obviously very hard to actually remember the first time you saw a Disney movie.
If I had to guess, it probably would be Lion King.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
If I had to guess...
Well, to be fair, we had that one on DVD. I'm just thinking, what did we have on VHS?
VHS? VHS.
VHS, yeah. But what did we have on VHS? I can't even remember. I know we had some of the Pokemon movies on VHS, but...
My first Disney movie, if I had to guess, is Winnie the Pooh Disney? He is, right? Yeah.
Hold on, let me look this up.
If it isn't, it's probably something else. But what I can remember, my first Disney movie was a Winnie the Pooh movie where they go to the Skull Cave. I don't remember its full name. I think it was Winnie the Pooh and the Journey to Skull Cave or whatever. I only know it in Dutch, and I'm not going to say that on here because I'm streaming. But yeah, that was my first one. I think it's Disney. I'm not sure.
On the Wikipedia page, from 1961, Walt Disney bought it.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, and the Skull Cavern, at that point, it was Disney. So yeah, that. And that was my first one. I loved it. I loved Winnie the Pooh. I was very fond of Winnie the Pooh when I was a wee lad. And that, of course, translates to me still loving it to this day. Not in the same way. It's just I always feel very nostalgic when I see anything Winnie the Pooh related. I still have my stuffed Winnie the Pooh plush in my room. I still have it. I still have the Tigger one as well. I was very fond of those two. I wouldn't go anywhere without those two plushies. Grouden?
Yeah.
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 It's a podcast, mate. You gotta keep talking.
I should.
Yeah, Emran, just send a comment when you're done being.
He should be at about any minute now.
Yeah.
Be back. It's been about 5.
Yeah. Hey, it's funny though.
It is funny.
It was either timeout or banned. Sorry, dude, and I chose timeout. Yeah.
He's back.
What other things can I do to him?
Let me time him out real quick.
No. If you do that, I will remove your admin privileges. You know what? There you go, buddy.
Is he now also a moderator?
Yeah.
Oh snap!
So yeah, that was so well. Because here's the thing as well with Disney movies. Most people, like most boys, at least I find that I've talked to, had their first like, wow, she's hot, in a Disney movie.
Also, I think the message got deleted because you have the chat on top chat instead of live chat.
Yeah, well, I just switched it and it's still gone.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can actually still read them if I want to. But that's because.
Yeah, I can view deleted message.
But that's because we are the admin and the owner.
Yeah.
But I think they got removed because they got removed the second you got timed out. They get removed because your messages are then treated as spam because you get timed out for spam.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can push.
Yeah, of course you can still see them because they're your messages.
They're your messages. You weren't offending yourself. But yeah, most people have their first crush in a Disney movie, in like a Disney movie with actual people. So did you have that as well?
No.
Oh, I did. I definitely did. At least I think it was a Disney movie that I had it on. The first time I was like, "Hoo-wee, hello," was in I don't know if you've seen this one. It's The Road to Atlantis.
Roads to you mean the first Atlantis Disney movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, you know Kida, the white-haired girl?
Yeah, the white-haired Atlantean.
Yeah. It was her. That was the first time I got like a weird fuzzy feeling, and it was like, wow, I want to marry her. I said that to my mom, and she was like, she was, yeah, it was adorable, I guess. I don't remember her reaction very well, but she was like, it was super fucking cute. And I actually still have a thing for white hair to this day, so.
Neato.
Yeah. It's not necessarily like, oh, that's hot, I got a jacket to this. No, it's like, that is beautiful. My reaction is always like,
wow. Woman walks by with like white painted hair and you start jacking off, that'd be bad.
No, but like, it doesn't turn me on, I should say. It's just, I think it's very beautiful. The white hair. Not silver hair or anything, but like white. Yeah. I love that shit. So the new Overwatch hero is really tickles my fancy. So yeah, I did have it. Yeah, it's funny. Not everyone has it, but a lot of my friends do. It's funny actually.
The love for white-hairs.
Before the like era of Disney, where they had a lot of anthropomorphic animals, there were pretty much no furries. Furries are very much a thing of our generation, and stuff, because of those Disney movies. Because look at your Lola bunnies. Look at your what's that bitch from Animaniacs? Minerva Mink, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sexualized anthropomorphic animals, and as a little kid, when you're starting to associate those things with sexuality, it'll leave a lasting impression on your mind, and that's how some people have like gone like, yeah, I can. Some furries have said like, yeah, that makes sense. I watched the shit out of those movies when I was little, and I'm a furry today, and I still find those characters attractive. I can't say that I don't, honestly, because of the generation that I'm in. But then again, I can not do anything. I'm not very picky. But like, I find that very interesting how it's very much a new thing. And that's why it's very, I think it can be very misunderstood by a lot of people because it's so new. It hasn't been around for decades. It's been, well, it has, but not very many. But I'm starting to feel like it's being accepted more and more in recent days. People seem to have stopped really caring and more gone like, you do you. It's not hurting anyone, because that's my mentality as well. You can be whatever you can be into whatever you want to be, or whatever your mind has programmed you to be into, as long as you're not hurting anybody. Because most cases it's not, except if you like murder or rape, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
But especially on like social media, I used to see a lot of flack on furries. It was never like, oh yeah, this person just likes anthropomorphic animals and wants to look like one, so they dress in a fursuit. No, it's like, these people fuck animals. But I don't see that anymore, and that's a good thing. Social media,
I mean,
especially,
it
has
still
gone very
happens,
far
but
in
there's
that
also
respect.
people who really do just fuck animals. But that's called bestiality,
Yeah,
not
but
furry.
I saw this paper, and it's a very small percentage of furries are actually sexually interested in it. It's just that they're, well, obviously, a very large percentage of furries is actually homosexual,
Okay.
apparently, which is very interesting as well. But barely any actually feel attracted to regular animals. It's usually, if they are attracted to anything animal-like, it's anthropomorphic. I can send you a link to a very interesting video about this topic. But I find it very intriguing, and especially on social media, things that were eccentric were shunned for the longest time. Furries, bronies, but all of those things, at this point, it's mellowed out, and people are like, yeah, it's just part of society now. Society as a whole. Because just think about it. A few decades ago, homosexuality was the most taboo thing on the planet. It wasn't okay. And
That is
now,
very true, and that is also
in the
was very
Netherlands, we
wrong.
have a gay pride parade, and we've been doing that for like a while now. It's just that it's come so far, and it's a very good thing, but it can also go too far, in my opinion, because the LGBT whatever, I can't remember the full abbreviation.
LGBTQ, and then there's like 50 more letters they've added.
Yeah. I'm not gonna remember that whole thing, but I heard something about a thing called kindergender, where a adult sexually identifies as a child and wants to have intimate relations with a child. That goes too far. That is not okay in my book. That is fucked up. And say an LGBTQ whatever 50 letters after a person sees this and you hate me,
plus.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I don't think that's okay, because that adult has a lot more cognitive function in society, in socializing, and in what intimacy means than a 5-year-old does.
Yeah, there's
and that's why it isn't okay. If say children were just as mentally aware of everything as adults are, I'd still have a problem with it, because they're so small. You can damage kids when they're at that mental age as well.
And by accepting these child sexuals, basically,
it's essentially
you're supporting pedophilism, honestly.
Pedophilia, not a pedophilism.
But you know what I mean.
Especially in that regard, because say you have this adult man who is kindergender and gay. I saw that somewhere, and he was with a small boy. He was like a 7-year-old, and that 7-year-old like, yeah, we love each other, but he had no idea, because that dude wanted to do him. He admitted to that.
There's something fucking wrong.
That's wrong in my eyes. But because here's the thing as well. Say they are together, and that kid grows up, and is then by that standard thinks, oh well, I can be with smaller kids too. Then you just have a vicious cycle of pedophiles birthing new pedophiles.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen. But again, everyone is entitled to their own interests, but there's a limit. There's a limit to what I personally can handle in that respect. If you're gay, kudos. I am not, but I respect you for it. If you're lesbian, that's hot. No, I'm kidding. Power to you. If you're trans, power to you. But if you're kindergender, go see a fucking psychiatrist. Seriously, it is not okay. An adult should not be impressing their ideas, and ideals on a child like that. That's why I also don't like religion in a way. It's because these parents
like a child is
are like,
born,
this is
now
how
go
it
to
works. You are religious because you were born in this house. That's not how it's supposed to work. Everyone should have a choice in what they believe in.
I believe personally that we should not teach religion to kids until they're old enough to understand what that even fucking means.
Yeah. Because as a little kid, you don't know what even... To you, your world is your neighborhood. That is it. There is no other countries. There is no Milky Way. There is no universe. It's just your little neighborhood where you play in the street with your friends and play pretend and tag. Not any of that other stuff. Not that God created everything and on the 7th day he took a break and had a wank. No. That is not the case. It is... You believe what you want to believe when you are ready. And if at that point, if they're like 15 and they get they are aware of everything. They're aware.
And they say, I want to believe in God. Then power to them.
And they believe this could not possibly have happened on its own. This was made. And they can believe in the Greek gods for all I care. Those are the ones that make the most sense. But don't force them into your ideals and religions, because then you're limiting their growth as a person. Because I've met...
You're limiting their freedom in general.
Yeah, I've met and spoken to some religious people who have no idea about some things, who think that the dinosaurs were made up. And that's just... How? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's actually a Christian belief. Because the dinosaurs would have to have lived millions of years before the humans. But God created all life in a week.
Yeah.
So it has to be wrong. No, this can't be right.
Like a few hundred years ago as well, right? Something like that. But I just don't... If I ever have kids, I'm not gonna... Well, obviously, if they ask me, what do you think of this? I'm going to tell them what I think. But I'm not gonna say, I think this, so you have to as well.
Oh, fuck it. They don't have to think it.
But if they're homophobic, they're gonna get smacked. Well, not literally, not hard, but if they say my 5-year-old is like, a man being with a man is wrong, I would discipline them. I wouldn't hit them, because I'm very much against hitting kids.
You should be, because hitting kids is wrong.
Exactly. I'm also against hitting women, but that's just... Call it fucking patriarchy or whatever. I have my own code of conduct. You don't hit someone in general. But if a woman starts beating on me, yes, I'll hit her back.
Yeah, look, I'm of a pacifist. I don't hit anyone.
But if I ever had
really
a girlfriend,
me.
I would not even raise my hand as a joke. I just wouldn't.
No,
that goes against my code of honor. But I digress. Where was I? Right, I was talking about how if my kids are homophobic, they would
get a fucking stern lecture.
Oh yeah. They would get a talking to, because that is not okay. Like, my kids should be better than that. I'm better than that. But yeah. How about a more fun topic for a little bit, eh?
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
How about we talk some anime? Anime's fun. Sure. I have an anime picture on my stream. It's a very pretty picture as well, in my opinion. It's on Wallpaper Engine. I don't remember what it's called. I also don't know who the artist is, because also I would have linked credits in chat. So sorry, but I don't know who made this, but it's very pretty. Yeah, anime. I've been watching That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, and I've been very much enjoying it.
Amazing anime, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like, it's just another anime that does an OP character right.
I mean, you just don't see them often enough sometimes.
What, the main character?
No, just a isekai done right in general.
Oh, yeah, because here's the thing with, like, that Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime and Overlord, for example. They do OP characters very well.
Yeah, they don't make them feel too
because I saw there was
too much of an insert.
Anime, and where the main protagonist was OP as well, and he died or something, and he was allowed to take one thing with him, and he takes his smartphone.
When the time I got reincarnated with my smartphone. Yeah, I believe that was it.
That anime was terrible.
I mean, yeah, it was laughably bad.
Yeah, because because the main protagonist was overpowered, and he wasn't even the overpoweredness wasn't done right. I don't know what it was, just off. He was just like, I don't know. It's hard to explain because
I
it's
don't
been a
know.
while since I saw it. But if I had to
I've
choose,
also seen it. I've seen beginning to end, and
oh, I couldn't sit through all of it. I really couldn't because
it was more of like it's bad and it's hilariously bad.
because like One Punch Man as well, because there's always a redeeming quality, something that limits them as a character, not per se in their strength, but in their place in the world. They always have
Yeah,
something that limits them to prevent them from being Mary Sue's. And that is something that the smartphone guy did not have. He was just an OP guy, and every time he showed up, he solved the problems, and woohoo, he's OP.
usually in like
Which
5 seconds flat.
ruined any tension at all. And
Yeah,
whereas in anime like Overlord and One Punch Man, Saitama is incredibly bored with everything. And that
yeah,
makes
he's so
him
powerful that he has no challenge.
it makes
Challenge
him have
is a necessary
character.
part of life.
Yeah. In Overlord, the main protagonist has to be very cautious because he doesn't know when something might swoop in and one-shot him because he doesn't know what world he's in. That's a
Yeah,
redeeming factor. And what was the other anime I mentioned? Oh, that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
but it uses it more as a joke. The
Yeah,
whole concept.
the whole concept is funny because A, it's based on his final words, and he's not just a senseless murderer. He every time he's beaten someone, he has made their end nice. Like the latest episode. Spoiler warning, by the
Yeah,
way, for that time I
the
got
episode with
reincarnated as a slime.
the orc disaster.
Yeah, with Orc Disaster. I loved that ending.
Yeah, me too.
I loved that
Like
part
like
where he
it like
gets the
this
human
whole
form.
time he was hyped up as this super evil guy, but
But he wasn't at all. And I love
no.
that. And that's why Rimuru's overpoweredness is nice as well, because he doesn't abuse it.
Yeah,
He evaluates the situation, and it's just I love that anime. He has his flaws because he also doesn't know very much about the world,
yeah, but
and
he learned. He isn't
he has
cautious
learned.
because of it.
He's
But
also just likable. He has
yeah,
character, whereas that smartphone guy was just, oh, look at me, I have a smartphone in a
like I
fantasy
mean, this
world.
is most not the problem with overpowered characters, but the isekai genre in a whole. It's like the other world for ones who don't know what that
I've
means.
been trying to watch. I watched a few episodes of ReZero.
B0, yeah, that's another one of those praised ones among
Yeah,
isekai.
I've heard a lot of good things. I've mainly seen a lot of Rule 34 concerning that blue-haired girl.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just kind of landed in my lap, and a few people have like sent me pictures like, "Oh, didn't you love this anime?" It's like, haven't watched it. I hate you now. It's like, okay.
I mean, I've watched it partially, but it's just not my kind of show.
I enjoyed it, but I was like at the point where I was like, "Oh, this is getting somewhere." They reverted back to a gimmick that I didn't very much enjoy in the first place.
But yeah, if you look at the isekai genre in a whole, it appears every season basically. There's
Yeah,
or at least one or two
there's always
isekais.
one, and
Yeah, like one,
sometimes they're really good,
but most of the time,
like
it's the
Haito
same.
Genso no Grimgar. That one was amazing.
English name?
Um, God, hold on, I'll look it up.
Okay, good, because I do not know that name.
Haito Genso no Grimgar. English name. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash.
Haven't seen it.
It's amazing. It's one of the
Okay.
animes that's made me cry. I believe I cried at it. I'm not sure, but I definitely got a lump
Thought it
in
was
my throat. It was very touching. It's a tearjerker. So
Okay.
you are warned. It's not a very pleasant story. There's a lot of death and stuff, but it's
But anyway, if you
very
look
well
at the
done.
isekai genre as a whole, like last year we had two shows trying to push what we hate about the whole isekai genre.
Which ones?
Conception and Blesser of Ragnarok.
I haven't seen either of those, and I think I should
Oh, and
probably
me
keep it
neither have
away.
I. I literally have seen the reviews of those.
Nah, are they that
Lesser of
bad?
Ragnarok suffers from lack of animation.
Hmm.
Yeah, things are very often very static, and apparently, like in the opening, there's a horse battle being really hyped up, but in the actual show, they literally sit still on their horses. The horses go nowhere. Yeah,
Well then.
yeah.
That
And
sounds sucky as hell.
conception, if you just read the synopsis, you can already tell that it's gonna be terrible.
Hmm.
Guy gets sent to another world to have 12 star babies with the 12 star girls.
Star babies?
Something like that.
What the hell? That does sound loopy as shit.
That's just literally what people dislike about it at this point, is that it's literally just about a guy having to go fuck a ladies.
Wow.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Oh, man.
Full thing. One day, Itsuki's high school graduation. His cousin says that she's pregnant. Suddenly, the two of them are whisked away to a magic world of Grenavia, where impurities stalk the land. In order to return home, Itsuki must produce 12 star children with the 12 star maidens, and defeat the malicious creatures corrupting this plane. Yep.
That sounds awful.
This is an actual synopsis for a show, people.
Wow. That sounds terrible.
This had 12 episodes.
What? It's
This
still
had-
going?
No, it ended.
Oh,
Started
okay.
in October.
I was so worried that that time I got reincarnated as a slime would be 12 episodes. But it's looking like it's going to be longer. Which makes me
24, I
happy.
believe.
Nice. Very nice. I hope there's going to be another season as well.
It depends on how they end it, but they're on popularity alone, I would say yes.
If they stay on canon, it should be very viable. Boku no Hero Academia.
Oh, definitely good. Yeah,
Amazing.
but
I was
yeah,
I'm gonna be very
has
honest.
24 episodes scheduled.
I'm gonna be very honest. When I wasn't too into it, I was like, yeah, whatever.
I actually really liked it.
Yeah, but that was before I watched it. Before I watched it, I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not watching it. And then a friend of mine was like, no, dude, this is like, you should watch this. This is right up your alley. And he was entirely right. One of my favorite anime characters of all time is All Might. Definitely. I got so hooked on it when I believe it was when the second season ended. I couldn't wait, so I went and read the manga in its entirety. And I'm up to date with the manga and everything. So I knew what was going to happen in the anime way in advance. So
I am still waiting for the anime.
yeah. I'm reading the manga. The manga is really good as well. There's some interesting stuff coming, I can tell you that much. I can't wait for the next season, even though I already know what's going to happen, obviously.
Yeah,
But the next arc is very intense.
Well, we have something to look forward to in April then.
Yup, it's going to be a little bit, but I'm still waiting to see the movie.
Yeah, that should be soon.
Yeah.
I believe
I've also been thinking of getting Crunchyroll because, yeah.
The thing is, we're in the Netherlands, and the Netherlands version of Crunchyroll does not have Hero Academia.
Really?
Yeah, that's
What
because
the
of
hell?
It is licensing issues.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
the
Anyway, it's
hell?
33 days until the movie releases.
Okay, well, the movie's already been out in the theaters.
Yeah, that's the Blu-ray release, and that's
Yeah.
when it usually becomes widely available.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I went on the background. When I went to check that, I looked back on my screen, and my opponent has summoned 5 monsters already, and I'm like, what? What's happening?
Oh boy. But yeah, anime. Anime is great. I love it. What was the first anime you ever watched?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, okay, fair enough.
At least the one I was aware that was anime, because if you say just first anime, Pokemon,
Yeah,
probably.
obviously, but I don't really count that one because at that point I didn't realize, oh, I'm watching anime.
Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the first show I went back to, and
Yeah,
went to
okay.
watch, and I was like, oh wait, this is an anime.
For me, I did watch Pokemon. I actually saw Yu-Gi-Oh! Before I saw Pokemon. I also
Yeah.
saw Digimon before I saw Pokemon.
I actually have Digimon on VHS so
Because
far.
those two are more popular in Germany. Or
I mean,
were.
I can understand. Like, from a story perspective, Digimon just did better.
I don't remember Digimon very well. I just
Nah,
remember
I've
it had
rewatched it at some point.
a
It
little
is
yellow
definitely.
T-Rex.
If you're going to watch it right now, you can notice like the original is very childish. It's very much aimed at
Oh yeah,
children.
fuck yeah. But I watched it as a child, so that's to be expected. But the first anime where I was like, yeah, I'm watching anime, and I like watched it in Japanese and everything, was Naruto. I love Naruto. I still do. Can't really rewatch it because it's very long, but I definitely enjoy it thoroughly. And I did skip a very large portion of the original Naruto
I mean,
because
everybody should skip a large portion of the original Naruto,
it's half of it is filler.
but that's also for Shippuden. It's the same. It's like half of it is filler.
I watched all of Shippuden.
Oh, that sounds so horrible.
I watched everything. And eventually, near the end, where it's like the climactic battle, there's, yeah, it's hard to even talk about actually, because I hate it so much.
The final battle.
The
Yeah.
final battle is amazing, but in the middle of it, it cuts to when Sakura and everyone did a Chunin exam again in the land of sand, in the desert, to become it's
Yeah,
Genin, Chunin, and then Jonin, right? Yeah.
Genin
was-
first, and then Chunin, and then Jonin.
Yeah, they were doing the exam to become Jonin. And
Chunin. No, Jonin was
no, they were already Chunin.
No, because their Chunin exam was interrupted by Gaara.
Oh, right, yeah, I was right. And because Shikamaru was like one of the overseers of it, right?
Yeah,
the-
and
the
Shikamaru was the
Chunin.
only one that passed the Chunin exam the first time.
Yes, he was, because his fight was first.
His fight was first, and he showed great tactician skills.
Yeah, so they made him a Jonin, and then
A Chunin.
the others retook it. Yeah, Chunin, but at the point where they take their Chunin exam, he's a Jonin.
Yeah, he
believe,
did get
yeah.
promoted. Either
He got
during
promoted
that
very
time-
quickly.
Like, yeah, because
I
he
don't
was.
remember the details, but yeah, he was one of the overseers of the exam, and it was
Yeah.
in the land of sand, in the village hidden in the sand, and that arc went on entirely too long. In the middle of in the middle of the final battle, they just
Oh god,
shoved that in
I'll
there.
tell you something that's even worse. It's called Bleach.
I hated Bleach. I'm gonna be very
Bleach did
honest.
that basically, but every arc was just that.
Wow. I tried watching Bleach, but I was like 50 episodes in, and the story still hadn't picked up.
That's the
And then
thing. Like,
Then I asked
it
a
really needs
friend-
just a remake in its entirety to just follow the manga.
Yeah. I asked a friend of mine who has watched all of it at this point. Don't really talk to him right now, but that's a topic for another time. And he was like, "Yeah, it'll pick up at around episode 70." And I was like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm done watching this. I'm not
thing is,
watching
it
70
drops-
episodes for it to start."
Even if it was just 70 episodes to start, it wouldn't be half as bad as it is, because it starts and hold on, filler arc. Okay, we continue now. Big climatic battle, and there's a filler arc. And conclusion of the final battle, and then there comes another filler arc soon.
There's also an arc in Naruto called that people refer to as the dreaded boat arc, where Naruto is going to train with Killer Bee, and he is on a boat for like 20 episodes with Guy, and some of those fillers are amazing, actually amazing. Like, holy shit, they were funny as hell. Like, there's an episode where like their entire boat becomes infested with mushrooms, and when you eat them, you trip the shit out. And it's super funny. And there's one where Naruto dreams that his clones become self-aware. and they
Oh God.
revolt against him. Yeah, it's super funny.
Yeah,
But
but people who like to follow the story, I can understand why they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
yeah, but like, I did end up watching some of those episodes because they're at least enjoyable in Naruto, you know? They're at least funny, they're a good laugh. And in the boat arc, it was just a nice break from the seriousness of it all, I suppose. Because it had been serious for a while. But they shouldn't have done that in the final fucking battle. In like a super intense moment as well. And it pissed me the fuck off to an extent where I stopped watching for a few weeks. I just lost interest in Naruto for a while. And then I heard from a friend of mine who also watched at the time, like, yeah, the exam arc is over. So I was like, yeah, okay. So then I binged it. I binged that desert arc so that I at least... Because I was interested in that arc. I was interested in that exam. I just didn't want it in the middle of the final fucking fight.
Yeah, well, a lot of people just didn't want to see that in general, and it was like, why are you doing this, Naruto?
I don't know. Like, I mean, to be fair, the animations of Naruto also took a big hit in, like, halfway through, because the lead animator, I believe, died of overworking himself.
That is not that uncommon.
I mean, just take the pain fight. It looked awful.
Yeah, there's still some frames of it where faces are completely distorted.
Yeah, they're just made out of goo or something. Hello, my name is Blue Magoo. Enjoy my 6 paths of goo. That's what he looked like in that fight. Naruto as well. But yeah, but it did end in one of the most important scenes with Hinata and all. So it wasn't all bad. It was just a little off-putting that it suddenly looked like it was fucking Goofy fighting Mickey Mouse. Because it was some Disney-level stretchy faces.
God. I'm dying.
Help me, I'm dying. But yeah, I wish they had gotten someone else to animate that fight. There's a few fights in later in the series as well that were made by the same animator, and that I was just like, God damn it, this fucking guy. In his goofy ass fucking physics. There's also like a scene in the Pain fight where Naruto punches Pain in the face in slow-mo, and Pain's head bends around his face. And it's just like, what? At least be realistic. Like, what the hell? God damn it, dude. But yeah. So,
yeah.
Speaking of Naruto, the other day I was with Mr. Handy in that. Well, I say the other day. It was really a few months ago at this point. Last year even. Well, a few months. It's January, Colin. God damn it. Of course it's last year if it's a few months ago. We went to that anime / manga / Yu-Gi-Oh store, and he bought me a very nice Naruto figure that I have on my desk right here. Actually, it's very nice. I like it very much. So thanks for that, Emrun. But I just like collecting figures in general. I feel like I need to have more rep for anime on my desk, honestly, because I have a big collection of figures, but only 2 of them are anime related. And one of the anime it's related to isn't even very good.
Well, which one?
I have Asuna from Sword Art.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Sword Art. I enjoyed the first season. The first half of the first season, I should say. The second half of the second season, first time I watched it, I didn't enjoy it very much. But when I watched it back, I was like, it's nice, I guess. It's not very good, but I enjoy watching it. And then Gun Gale happened. And I was like, really? You're gonna play a shooter and you're gonna use a sword? Are you serious right now? Kirito,
talk about bringing a sword,
you fucking fanny. But he wins as well, and that's what pisses me off. I mean, granted, it's like a lightsaber, but fuck you.
You like a melee weapon should be as support for close quarters, but
I enjoyed I enjoyed the original Sword Art. I would have liked to have seen more of it. Because what the original Sword Art season did was it skipped around to Kirito at higher levels. But I would like to have had more substance to the anime, more of a sense of Kirito progressing.
The first few episodes actually set up for a very good story.
Yeah, they do. But my only
it never got delivered on.
But my only problem with even that setup was that it wasn't happening over a few episodes. It was happening over like 3. And they skipped around a lot. And I didn't enjoy that very much, even when I first watched it, because I would have liked to have seen Kirito's journey through Aincrad in more detail. Because I think it would have added more impact to the anime as a whole. And
the thing is, the original light novel skipped over a lot of stuff, and that's why the anime does as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
He actually went back, like the writer actually went back to it, wrote Sword Art Online on again, but then more floor by floor, which is called Sword Art Online Progressive.
And it's also more about Asuna, I believe.
Yeah, it does. Like, I've actually read a few chapters.
I have the first issue of the manga of Progressive. And I have to say, it's better.
Yeah,
it's much better. It's much more
also
enjoyable.
Focus a bit more on the emotional struggle, which is,
exactly
nice.
Which I was expecting to see. But Sword Art went from like, oh shit, we're all trapped in a game, and people like flinging themselves off of Aincrad, and having mental breakdowns, to
being scared.
Kirito and Asuna being lovey-dovey for the rest of the season, and I was like, okay,
every girl being in love with Kirito, you mean?
Yeah, and
yeah, it fell into the standard isekai tropes, and
yeah, even though it wasn't
didn't
really
do
an
the
isekai.
series any good.
But what I didn't like as well is how I was actually kind of enjoying Kirito and Asuna being taking a little break from the action, because that's nice. Having a break from the action is nice, and they built their characters a little bit in the real life sense, which I can commend, but they didn't do it very well in the sense that it got cut short because it's like, oh, final boss time. It's like, oh yeah, you fought like, what floor were they on? 60, 64?
75.
75. They still had like 25 floors to go.
A quarter.
And Kirito just goes, you're the guy! and then he's like,
on some vague clues he had.
See, what I would have done if I were Kaiba. What? No, not Kaiba.
Reki Kawahara.
Yeah, okay, so I just kind of combined his name there.
I don't know why I fucking remember his name.
Because he's very iconic, I guess. But then what I would have done is I would have gone like, yeah, you're right, see me at the 100th floor. Peace.
I mean, maybe a little bit of a battle where Kirito actually loses. Also, legitimately.
But then by the will of his mind, he strikes down Heathcliff and wins anyway.
Yeah. Isn't he Kayaba Akihiko? No, that's the first season's villain.
Yeah. No, Kayaba Akihiko is the creator of Sword Art Online, and he is also Heathcliff.
Yeah, but we're talking about the writer. Reki Kawahara was the writer.
I was talking about Kayaba Akihiko.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the writer, so I was like,
no.
Yeah,
Oh. No, I was talking about Kayaba Akihiko. And,
okay, yeah. He was the creator of Sword Art. He was the final boss, yeah. Yeah, but he just like that.
It felt like such a cop out. It's almost as if my first thought, I ended up googling it. It's like, did they run out of money or something? That they needed to end quickly?
No, because they immediately got to their second arc. So no.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like it very much that it was like, oh yeah, we have only 25 floors left, and that was an intense battle. I don't know if we can make it to the 100th floor. To Kirito going, I don't like that guy. He beat me that one time, and it was weird. He's a hacker.
He must have cheated. I can't lose.
Cheated. I can't lose. I'm the best.
And then he throws a weapon at the main guy from the leader of the biggest guild. He goes throwing a weapon. Hold on. If that failed, like, that he would have been branded a criminal instantly.
What? Sorry? I was reading a comment. What did you say?
Kirito, just, like, the way he figures it out, too, is by throwing a weapon at the most influential guy in the game.
Yeah.
And who would do that?
I mean, to be fair, he was trying to see if he could even damage him. And then it popped up with Immortal
Object. Beyond the yellow,
Object.
at least into the yellow.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly shows Immortal Object. Are you saying he did not get hit during the entire boss fight anymore after he got...
Unhandy is saying that you may have remembered the writer's name because of the abridged
Yeah, because
series.
of the SEO abridged.
Yeah.
I have seen the abridged.
I've seen a few episodes and I got very sick of it.
It might be because I've watched also a lot of the Mother's Basement video on SAO, on the bad writing and all that. Where he also constantly mentions Reki Kawahara, because...
Well, here's the thing. I came to the conclusions most of those videos have myself, so I don't need someone rubbing it even harder. I still enjoyed the anime, but I can attest to the fact that it isn't as good.
It's not a masterpiece.
It's not a masterpiece, but it also isn't a piece of shit or anything.
It isn't the worst anime ever produced.
No, it isn't that guy with the smartphone.
It isn't Conception.
No. It isn't whatever the fuck of Ragnarok. But yeah, I like collecting figures. You like collecting cards. You.
Oh yeah, I have lots of cards.
Yeah, I have lots of figures. Shall I list them?
Shall I list my cards?
Well, I think we'll be here for a while. I can do it very quickly. Let's see. I have a cute but deadly Treasure Goblin, Shiver, Skin, Reaper, Murloc. And where's that other one? I have another Treasure Goblin with a pink bag instead, and I have a Fire and a Tracer. Then I have this really cool figure from Halo where it's two Spartans duking it out. I have the Wolf, Ridley, Zero Suit Samus, Samus Returns, and Metroid. All 4 Bowser amiibos. I have a Zero Suit Samus Figma. I have Asuna, like I mentioned. I also have a Reaper, Reinhardt, and Lucio Funko, as well as a Rathalos from Monster Hunter. I have a Hunter from Bloodborne. Oh, I also have the Solaire amiibo. I have a Vinyl Diablo from the BlizzCon goodie bag. And I have a Hearthstone Stress Ball.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, right. I also have an action figure of an elite from Halo Reach. It's a little tucked away. I couldn't see it very well. And of course Naruto. But I mentioned that before already.
Now, just to go into tins and big boxes, I have not in every, but I have 3 of the 2018 tins, 2 of the Jaden version, 1 Yusei version. I have a 2017 Mega Tin for Yugi version. I have the Legendary Dragons box, the Legendary Heroes box. I have another tin from Power Tool Dragon. I have a full box of Hidden Summoners, a full box of Cybernetic Horizon, and a full box of Battle of Legends Relentless Revenge.
I have no idea what any of those things are.
Those, the last 3, those were just like full sets, and I bought like a box full of them.
Okay.
You can buy like 24 packs at once, and that's then a box.
I believe I've only ever had 1 tin, and it was a Pokemon one. It was from the Arceus one.
I also have 2 binders, and one of them is a re-edition, Dark Side of Dimensions.
Okay.
And then I have a small collector's box it had like Lightsworns on it. I was making Lightsworns at the time. I was like, that's cool, but if you look at the bottom of the box, it had nothing to do with Lightsworns.
Oh, I forgot 3 actually of myself. I have Tyrael from Diablo 3, General Grievous from Star Wars, and Victor Von Doom, as in Doctor Doom.
Yeah, neato.
I also have a shit ton of Gormides. Do you remember Gormidi?
No.
Oh, there were these little figures, and they came with their own respective card and ability, and on their foot they would have a number, and the highest was 9, I believe. It was great. It was like one of the things I like to collect. I mean, if we're talking collecting, I've got some mad Bowser swag, dude. Like, honestly though, I have entirely too many items that are related to Bowser. Let's see. On this little desk alone, I have all 4 Bowser amiibos, which is the Wedding Bowser, Super Mario Bowser, Smash Bowser, and Skylander. I have a Bowser bag chain that is him in a cart from Mario Kart. I have a Bowser themed Wii remote, a Bowser plush, a Bowser cap, a little figure of Bowser in Mario Kart. I also have 5 T-shirts of Bowser. 5? No. Not 5. 3. Whoops. And
Okay.
yeah, as well as a Bowser collectible coin that was actually from a random little thingy that Mr. Unhandy got, and it was like, well, if I get Bowser, you can have it, and then it was Bowser. So I have it, and it's amazing. I also have just a regular old rubber keychain of Bowser. That's just him. It's a very classic picture of him.
Yeah, I'm surprisingly like besides Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I haven't collected all things.
Oh, and a mug. I also have a Bowser mug that says "Like a Boss," which is really
Like
nice.
a Bows.
I haven't even taken it out of the box. I'm using it to
Neither.
like put some of the amiibos on display. I have a lot of collectibles, dude. I have 2 swords as well. I have Frostmourne from World of Warcraft. Oh yeah, I have the Master Sword as well as a Hylian shield. I always forget about those.
I just got a mug of water.
I also have a Zelda mug that's in the shape of the Hylian shield. It's really nice.
No, I have a
weird
999 Games mug.
Nice.
I got that for participating in the Dutch Championships of Catan.
Careful mentioning 999 games. You might get Mr. Unhandy hard.
I mean, he didn't get the mug. He was like, but I want the mug, and I was like, nah, I'll keep it.
You dick.
Well,
Did you beat him or
mug.
something?
Huh?
Did you beat him or something?
No, we actually never sat at the same table.
Oh, that's a
We
shame.
went with like the 3 of us,
Would've been
Unhandy,
like Duel of the
Ryu,
Fates.
and me.
Oh.
We had a 4th guy, but he couldn't make it.
Oh, okay.
But so yeah, anyway. But me and Ryu at one point were at the same table. So Ryu is like literally 1 turn away from winning, and he goes bragging like crazy.
Ah, you told me that story.
I think
Yeah,
Ryu
that
might have
sounds like
told you
him
that
being
one.
a dick about winning.
But no, the 2 other guys at my table just showed their heads like, yeah, can I trade this? Yeah. Okay, I take longest road from Ryu. Ryu was just like that. Shit.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have bragged.
No, you should never brag. Hubris is the folly of man. I mean, you've never played Dark Souls, I believe, but in Dark Souls, it is very much a thing that you shouldn't do is get cocky. Like, oh, the boss is almost dead, I'm gonna rush in and just spam. No. I've done that a few times, and it's got me killed every time. Every time.
I mean,
Like,
I also brag sometimes,
yeah.
but never when it's possible that my opponent still makes a comeback. It's usually when I know, by absolute certainty, I'm gonna win.
I have this thing where I'll talk about something I like and enjoy and that I'm good at, and I'll talk about it very excitedly, and a lot of people sometimes interpret that as me bragging, apparently. Even though I'm not.
When you say that you're just, when you talk about the games you like, you usually are good at them too, and yeah, it kind of.
Yeah, I just talk about like the best moments I've had, you know, versus all the moments that weren't very memorable, and that to some people comes across as
yeah. Usually those are moments you've done well in the game, and yeah,
but
that can't come over as bragging.
I have a few friends like, you know, Mr. Handy. I think you have that savvy as well with me at this point, and a few other friends that like realize I don't really brag. I don't really brag very much at all, because I just get excited about cool stuff that happened in my games, but I never really brag. I never go like, oh yeah, I did this and I was awesome at it. Well, I do, but never seriously. Because it's something that annoys me when other people do it. Like,
I
look
mean,
how
if I have a
amazing I
big
am.
accomplishment, I'll brag about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you win like a big tournament or whatever, just go brag about it. Be my guest. As long as you don't go, first of all, like be disrespectful to others.
Yeah.
That's one thing you should always keep in mind. Like never from like it was easy, nobody stood a chance. Like
Yeah,
no.
but that's just dick. That's dick whenever you do it. Even if you win, if you haven't won a tournament, if you just win one game of Smash, you go like, yeah, fuck you, you're shit, I'm the best. Then you're just an asshole.
Yeah. No, actually, with Yu-Gi-Oh, I have like this. For a while, I had to face the same guy in round 1 at the local tournament. We just got this little rivalry going on.
That's funny.
Like it was always a close match. Like the only time it wasn't close was when he built his deck to counter me, and it was like, oh, that went bad.
That's funny. I like moments like that.
He ended really badly that time too.
Oh, that's a shame.
Like the one time he tried, because I kept winning, like just by a little bit. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna change my deck to counter you." Haha. It just didn't work out. Yeah.
I'd like to learn Yu-Gi-Oh myself. I feel like it could be very enjoyable. Because, yeah.
Again, I'm always open for teaching people.
Yeah, and I'm always open to learning new things when I'm in, of course, not always, actually. I do need to be in the mood for absorbing information. But
and you do need to have interest in what you're trying to learn.
I've always had an interest in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just back when I had that interest, I could not afford to get a bunch of cards. I did not have the money for it, because the time where my family was like short on money most of the time was from like start to finish of high school. If I wanted a new game, I'd have to sell all of my other ones.
Yeah.
Just if I wanted a new game, that is. Sometimes, if
like,
I told my parents like a few months in advance, like, yeah, I really want this game, they would save up with me. Like, we would save up together so I could get that game. I did not have many games at all, and I would always ask for money for my birthday so that I could get a new game.
Yeah, I also didn't really get into Yu-Gi-Oh until I had my own money, because my parents
and then I
also couldn't spend that much on me.
I met a guy who was, at that point in my life, the complete opposite of me, which was Mr. and Handy, because he had no issues with money at all.
That is very true.
And at that point, he didn't even really care about money. Money was not a concept to him. He was just, if he wanted something, he could get it. Period. All he had to do was ask. And that was very perturbing to me at the time, because I had, for the past few years, I had to like bust my ass to get a game that was only like $15, and he would just go, yeah, I'll just buy it. And whenever I would say, yeah, I really want this, his response would always be, yeah, then get it. Which at this point, I'm doing that to him. This is when I think he'll finally notice, yes, Mr. Unhandy, I've been saying the thing you said to me when I was short on money, when you've been wanting to buy things. I just say what you said to me as a joke.
Just buy it. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the comment to pop in. Like, you motherfucker. Cheeky bitch. But yeah, I was short on money for a very long time, but right now it's starting to mellow out a little. I can do fun things. Like a few months ago, in September, I believe, Mr. Unhandy here will confirm it for me. In September, I'm pretty sure it was September, me and him went to an amusement park in that's in the Netherlands, called the Efteling, and we had a blast. We went for 3 days, and it's probably the most fun I've ever had in an amusement park. I got over my wariness of roller coasters in that trip as well. He helped me very, very well. He was very supportive. He was very supportive about it, because we went on one roller coaster that's completely in the dark, and that was fine. And we went on another one called the Flying Dutchman, which is a little more intense. And he was very supportive. Like, dude, you'll be fine. It's like, well, I believe he even said, like, if you need to hold my hand, and he was like, yeah, you better be careful making jokes like that, because I might take you up on it. But I didn't end up needing to. I ended up finding out a very neat little trick for myself. If I just shout really loudly, the fear turns into, like, woo! If I just do that, the fear goes away. I still have that, like, weird floaty feeling in my stomach, but it isn't that I'm scared anymore. I mean, first time on the Flying Dutchman was still intense as shit. It was shortly afterwards that I found that trick out. So yeah, I had a ton of fun, and I'm actually looking forward to going there again when all of the attractions are open, because yeah, fear turns to enjoyment.
And he's sticking out his tongue again. How rude.
What I did have in roller coasters always was I'd be fucking mortified in it, but then the ride would be over, and I'd have the adrenaline pumping, and I'd want to go again. But then I wouldn't want to, because I also thought it was scary. And I always hated that, but I just don't have that anymore now, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm both grateful to him and just for that trip in general. I feel like I feel like I grew as a person.
I mean, that's
and I just
always
have
important.
more things to do. I am really... I'm going to see if we can go back there sometime soon. When everything is open. Because there were a few rides that were under renovation. Which was a shame. But I'd like to go there again. Well, maybe with a few more people. Because, you know, he has a car. Fucking cheeky bitch. Look at him. Cheeky motherfucker. But it's not as much screaming anymore as it is, like, whooping.
Yelling!
Woo! But yeah. Yeah. It was a fun trip. And I've actually run out of things to talk about. We addressed everything on the list.
Did we? Oh, shit!
Yeah, we did.
Well...
So, I hope you enjoyed.
Well, yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a comment what we should talk about next.
Yeah, leave suggestions about some topics that you think would be interesting to hear our opinions on. And, be glorious. Yeah. Stay newbie. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.